Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar, and this is Big Discussions76, my original channel. First of all, please like this stream or this video. Please share it and please subscribe to my channel. Well, we are at the end of this tumultuous year, which has been 2020. I think it's a year that none of us saw coming. That's the best way I can describe it. Over on my science channel, I recorded I did a live stream about the vaccine, and I plan to do another follow-up live stream on the vaccine, specifically the safety of it, the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccine. So if you're not subbed over there, please subscribe over there. I just crossed 600 subs, but I mentioned in the stream, and it came up, I didn't want to make that stream political, but I noted that around this time last year, going into 2020, the news cycle and the media had us all pointed and looking at the impeachment of President Donald J. Trump. I think the reason this is significant is because, number one, and some of you may come after me for this, but I don't recall anything turning up, or I don't recall any specific resolution from those in impeachment hearings besides just the theatrics of it. I wasn't watching them closely, but I was watching from a distance to see if anything came out of it. Were they going to oust President Trump? Were they going to find something that would give them the aha moment? And nothing came out of it that I know of. But what it did for 3 to 4 months at the end of 2019 is it consumed all of us, and it kept our eyes focused on that while this tsunami was developing over in China. I've thought about this a lot of times afterwards, and there had to have been someone in the Trump administration who, while the whole impeachment circus was going on, I'd like to think that there was someone in there saying, hey, we need to take a look at this. Hey, we need to make sure this doesn't come over here, or if it does, we'll be able to minimize its effects. And if, they did know and they didn't do anything about it, then that's worth not getting reelected. I didn't necessarily want to see Biden-Harris get in there. Based upon what I know now, I'm a believer in the doctrines of Dr. Claude Anderson in terms of we should get something for our vote, and people shouldn't just care about us and our race around election time. So, but I don't want to make this stream of consciousness totally about politics, but I have done a lot of thinking over this year about what we were all thinking leading into 2020. So, being quarantined, working at home, I've had a lot of time to think and to ponder. There were people who were thrown into complete chaos because of the pandemic. I will admit that I was fortunate and I was blessed that I had a job and a career that was already set up for us to work remotely. I am fortunate and blessed that those individuals who run my agency, they had the foresight to set up things like a virtual proxy network, or is it a virtual privacy network? A VPN, one of those two. They had the foresight to set all that up. They had the foresight to transform us into a paperless, pretty much a paperless division and operation. So I was fortunate to be a part of that group. 20 years ago, when I started my science career, I couldn't have seen this thing coming, and I couldn't have seen this thing happening. But I'm fortunate that I was set up under the current circumstances to weather the storm under these conditions. I'm fortunate that I had adopted some of Dave Ramsey's teachings, working to get out of debt, setting up an emergency fund. I'm fortunate that I found a mentor who was interested in my growth, not just as a man, but also in getting my finances in order and put together, specifically getting my retirement savings going. And also he and his son were helpful in terms of me finally getting into the stock market. So I've been fortunate throughout this whole thing. I've been fortunate that I've had things to do with the extra time. I'm fortunate that I had more going on than just my 9 to 5. I'm fortunate that I started a blogging platform. I'm fortunate that I started writing a book, which is in its final stages. I'm fortunate that I started on YouTube. And I'm fortunate that I have that I was able to turn my attention to other things with the extra time that was provided by the COVID-19 pandemic. That said, I don't know what the world is going to look like on the back end of this thing. I'm hearing numerous things about certain sectors not coming back. I'm hearing things about jobs not coming back. I'm hearing about the Great Reset. I'm hearing about a lot of things. But all in all, I want to acknowledge the master teacher, BGS, who's been one of my most avid supporters, but I also consider him a mentor. In one of his recent live streams / streams of consciousness, and he's who I model myself after when I do these things. He said in one of his uploads that I think one of the things that we all learned from this is that while we are in this technological era with cell phones and wireless toys, personal digital assistants, and as we're moving towards automation and machine learning and artificial intelligence, humans still matter. That human-to-human interaction still matters. Going to your office and seeing faces and seeing people ask you how you're doing, and you asking other people how they're doing, that matters. Seeing people at the coffee shop, at the Starbucks across the street from your job, that matters. Seeing people on the metro, those familiar faces on the metro every day, that matters. That adds something. Being able to assemble at church or at sporting events, that all matters. All of this matters to our personal and our mental well-being. Being able to get on an airplane and sit with other people. Being able to ride the Amtrak on the Northeast Corridor. I miss that. That all matters. Being able to come and go as you please. Being able to gather with your buddies at Buffalo Wild Wings on Niagara Falls Boulevard to watch the annual Michigan-Ohio State game, even if your Michigan team hasn't won the last 7 matchups. That matters. All of that matters. Being able to walk around without a mask. I don't know when we'll see that, or when we'll be able to do that again. But all of this has made me think about a lot. And it makes me yearn for what we used to have and what used to be. Even as I've taken advantage of this extra time, there are certain things that I think all of us took for granted before, and those are things that we miss right now. So let's see what happens. Who knows what the next normal will be? Who knows? This is the first New Year's Eve in probably about 3 to 4 years that I've been back in Buffalo. If this was a non-COVID year, I would have driven down to the DMV and then stayed overnight so that I could drive down to the Carolinas to celebrate the new year with my mentor and his family. And I'm very, very grateful to have met them, because they celebrate me, and I've learned a lot from him. And it's been cool the last 3 to 4 years to spend New Year's Day with a family like theirs, and in a network like theirs, a network of accomplished people, but also a network of people who celebrate me. That's been a lot of fun to do. But it's also good to be back in Buffalo and with my family, leading into the new year. Speaking of families, I want to acknowledge my YouTube family. As I've grown in YouTube, I've met a new family, a new crew, a new gang, digitally. I've mentioned the Master Teacher BGS. Salute to you, sir, in much of my content, but there have been others. And we've assembled in the Black Manosphere, and I've been shown the utmost respect from my brothers in the Black Manosphere, and also from the sisters and the lionesses there. Thinking about the scientist supreme Nicole Ali. Some other names are Roger of the Roger Report, Officer Charles Faulkner, Black Uru. All of these people, Irv Gotti, all of these people have become a surrogate family. So I want to say that I appreciate you all. I may have left someone out. There's so many. It's a big group. In a lot of ways, we're like our own version of the Avengers or the Justice League. But it's been cool to join this group and to be a part of this group, and in many ways to be celebrated in ways that I'm not celebrated in my that I wasn't celebrated in my day-to-day life. In terms of my doctor title, and I'm going to stop this soon. I don't present myself here as Dr. Dunbar as to self-aggrandize or to self-gloss or I don't do that here out of vanity and self-indulgence. I do it here as Christian Bale said in the Dark Knight series. I think I do it to act as a symbol, because there aren't enough of us, Black scientists, and specifically Black male scientists, which is why I think my presence here is so important. I think I have unique stories and perspectives to share and to tell, And hopefully this will all, in addition to gaining exposure for myself as a writer and as a content creator, as an influencer myself, I'm hoping that at some point this helps someone else out. Me being here, me talking and speaking and being visible. I'm going to stop this here. I have some other things to do on this eve of 2021. I don't know what 2021 is going to bring. I tweeted a couple of days ago for everyone to approach 2021 with a healthy sense of skepticism, but with some hope as well. There are other things coming down the pike that we can't see and that we can't know right now. Everyone wants 2020 to be gone so badly, but just be mindful of what's coming in 2021. We lost a lot of folks in 2020. We started, I think the biggest one we started with was Kobe Bryant. That caused a bit of a stir. Unfortunately, there were some other things that happened. I won't say that. That was a tremendous loss. There were others over the year, but I'm also thinking back to one of the more recent deaths. I'm thinking about the great Dr. Walter E. Williams, one of our great Black conservative minds. And one of the things I'm going to do with my platform is to shine the light on our great Black thinkers and minds, individuals who don't get the spotlight, but individuals who I think hold the keys and the cures to a lot of societal ails and ails within my community and my people. So I'm gonna stop this here. It's going on 20 minutes. Hey, it's been a memorable year, 2020. I can't say that I'm sad to see you go. I got a lot done, but it's been a memorable and sobering year. One that none of us who lived through it will ever forget. So let's see what happens in 2021. It looks like we're going into the Biden-Harris presidency. But I'm going to end with something my mentor told me. And he said that it sends a bad message. It sends a bad message that we can't succeed if our guy is not in the White House. So, in other words, we should always look to succeed. We should always look to accomplish our goals. We should always look to win, no matter who is in the White House. So, everyone, please stay healthy out there. Please be safe tonight and in 2021. If you haven't, please subscribe to this channel. Please like and share. If you feel so compelled, please make a donation. And if you have a video request, I got my first video request about 2 months ago, a paid request. If you have a request, go ahead and make it. It will get moved to the top of the pile if there's a donation along with it. In any case, as always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. I will be talking some more about that and what that means and where that comes from in 2021 as I get closer to completing my book project, which I'm close. So, take care, everyone. Happy New Year. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.